Everybody stands for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Al. Yeah. Yes, and I see.
Thanks for noticing.
And I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Adams,
Here.
Bartlett, Cook, Hopkins,
Here.
O'Donnell, Scott, Wonky, Wormowski, Aaron Williams, Tony Williams,
We're here.
Mayor Ezra,
Here.
City Attorney Beard.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a reading of the minutes this evening?
I'd like to
Make a motion.
make a motion
Let me help
that
you,
minutes
Tony.
would be accepted as circulated.
Great. Is there a second on that? Alderman Large Old Nettle. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any petitions tonight?
No petitions. Wow. And
And any communications?
no communications.
No communications.
And the claims are in the hands of the alderman.
Yes, is there a motion to pay claims this evening?
I'll make that motion, please.
Alderman Hopkins, second by Alderman Large Old Nettle. All those in favor of paying the claims, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. One item under the mayor's report is a resolution confirming the appointment of Kristen Jamison to the Jacksonville Airport Authority, term to expire March 9th, 2022. And is there a motion for Kristen?
That's so moved.
Alderman Williams, second by Alderman Adams.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Jacksonville that hereby gives its advice and consent to the appointment of Kristen Jamison to the Office of Commissioner of the Board of Commissioners of the Jacksonville Airport Authority.
Any discussion on Kristen?
Can I ask what the authority is?
Yeah, it's basically the governing board for the airport itself.
Oh.
5 commissioners, 3 are appointed by the city, 1 by the county, 1 by the village of South Jacksonville. Meets monthly. This appointment is to replace Brad Ware. He had been on the commission for a number of years, 20 years
20
plus,
Wow.
and served as chairman for quite some time. But Brad has moved to Springfield, and from a residency standpoint, as well as an attendance standpoint, I didn't feel it was appropriate to continue, so Kristen
Okay.
is the replacement. Tim Hetty, or the representative from South Jacksonville, is now serving as chairman of the commission.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Hopkins,
Yes.
O'Donnell,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Wormowski,
Yes.
Aaron Williams,
Yes.
Tony Williams,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Motion passes.
City Attorney's report this evening.
Thank you. First is a resolution approving the collective bargaining agreement with Operating Engineers Local 399.
Is there a motion for the contract? Alderman Williams, second by Alderman Aaron Scott.
Be resolved that the agreement between the City of Jacksonville and the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 399 Water and Sewer Departments for the period retroactive January 1, 2019 through December 31, 2022 is hereby approved.
Any discussion? I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
O'Donnell,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Wormowski,
Yes.
Aaron Williams,
Yes.
Tony Williams,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
and Hopkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And real quickly, I'd like to thank City Attorney Beard on his help. Those aren't fun, they're not really fun part of the job, sitting in union negotiations, but He was our leader, and also if Cheryl Cooper was here, I'd say the same thing with Cheryl. She does a lot of the math and the background and things, so. And they have it, the union rep is new, and it was good working with him as well. A whole completely different style from the previous union rep, and I got along with him, but Ken's good to get along with too, and his team, so.
Yes, very much so.
Who is it?
Ken Goff is his name now. He took over for Rusty Thompson, who was a longtime union rep. And it's always good to be in the room with Ken now because he's bigger than me, so it makes me feel like I'm,
Hey, that's why I like him teeny tiny.
He's taller.
He's teeny
He's
tiny.
taller.
hey, watch it. All right, item number 2, Dan.
Thank you. Second item is a resolution making minutes of certain closed sessions at City Council available for public inspection.
Any motion on that? Alderman Williams?
I'll
Second by Alderman Adams.
Be it resolved that the city clerk is hereby directed to make available for public inspection the minutes of the closed minutes of the City Council held on the dates of the attached Schedule A with the remaining dates listed on attached Exhibit B to remain closed.
Any discussion?
Nope.
I would ask the clerk to please call roll.
Scott.
Yes.
Formowski. Yes. Aaron Williams. Yes. Tony Williams.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Odell.
Yes.
Motion passes. Motion passes.
Very good. Any public comment at this time? Public comment. City clerk's report.
Lost my page. You have, has already been sent to you via email, the Community Development Department report, Clerk City Cash Receipts report, the budget report, and the revenue analysis report, all for the end of May. If there's any questions, you want to take a look at any of those reports in my office or have any questions, let me know.
Thank you.
Hey, Skip, can I ask a question? And maybe I should probably just call you, but since we're here and we're good on time. On the Community Development Department report, it's only month to month. And I know it's been brought up before in the past. It'd be nice to see how that compares year to year or how we stand year to date. I just want to know if there's been any further discussion or if that's something we could talk to Kelly's office about and maybe consider doing that, even if it's not every month, but
Quarterly?
yeah, or every 6 months, just so we kind of know where we stand with that. Because oftentimes I know, of course, I'm married to a realtor, but oftentimes people want to know, is there, what's going on with construction and that type of thing, so.
Yeah, I'll talk to Kelly. We can also look back, I mean, I think you can function at least quarterly. We can also look back after the year of the reports and compare
Yeah.
from year to year, but I think it's good.
I don't want to create a lot of extra work for someone, but I think
Just
numbers
an-
are great, but if you don't really know what to compare it to.
Yeah, an Excel
Just numbers.
spreadsheet comparing the different months to years, yeah.
Would you primarily, I'm looking at the report, they've got the total report of construction, dollar amount, total number of permits issued, and total collected, and I think that plus the building permits is what it is. I'm not sure if it would be like electrical, like plumbing permits.
Not necessarily.
Just those
The
main
big
categories.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Consent agenda items tonight, finance, IT, personnel.
What, Cook's not here? I guess I can handle finance, all right. We have two motions. One, resolution authorizing payments from the Capital Improvement Fund for certain improvement projects. Number two, resolution authorizing payments from the general fund for services rendered.
We have one item, resolution awarding the contract for the MFT program.
Very good, and utility, Alderman Martin Olin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have one item, resolution authorizing payment from the Waterworks and Sewerage Projects Fund for services rendered improvement projects. And I so move.
And is there a second under the consent agenda?
Second?
Alderman Williams? Okay,
No, that's fine.
for the items under the consent agenda, is there you wish to pull for
No. No, I'm telling Tony to speak up, that's all. Okay.
I would ask the clerk to please call the roll on consent.
Boys. Ormowski. Yes. Williams. Aaron Williams. Tony Williams.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Odenettle.
Yes.
And Aaron Scott.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. Any old business this evening? I've got an item. I'd like to thank Alderman Williams for her involvement as far as organizing the citywide garage sale. I think it was a great job. A lot of people, a lot of stuff sold, and also if you saw the lines of the citywide cleanup this weekend, it was huge. Yeah, it was, and a lot of TVs, right, Lori?
Yeah.
Lori's always been on me about
She sits there and counts those TVs, doesn't
so-
she?
But, no, I mean, I think, for many years now, that should happen, and appreciate it, Aaron, Joe. Any other old business tonight?
Well, has there been any movement on administrative level in terms of the broadband discussion, like talking to I3 broadband or from anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken to a company that's local, just to kind of get a better, like I've told Brandon from day one, I'm not versed in broadband, but I'm trying to get up to snuff, so to speak. And I spoke with a local company last week and learned a little bit more. It was a business owner in town and got me with them and had good discussions. But Brandon, you want to piggyback on that?
Yeah, there is a broadband surveyor that's internationally acclaimed, that's also noted in the Next Century Cities advocacy for broadband. And I've been in contact with them. They're from Minnesota, and it's the Institute of Local Self-Reliance, ILSR, and they would be able to do the survey, which wouldn't have Dan Kennedy, who did the original survey, updating it for his company, so to speak, so it'd be an outside
Right,
third party,
yeah. Okay.
sort of. And also they do assessments for solar also, which I had taken the tour of the sewer plant, and I believe our improvement funds going to the sewer this year were rerouted towards the solar initiative to make the sewer plant energy neutral, which is also a good idea, and maybe we could discuss if they could survey our other utilities and city hall or whatnot for solar improvement like the sewer plant is achieving. And the same company could do both assessments under the same compensation resolution for
Yeah,
solar and
well, we
broadband.
can- I'll be happy to look into that with you.
Sure.
That's okay.
Because in
Yeah,
terms of,
I know there was initiative, I know that through the governor's had some money for broadbanding in his budget. So I don't know what the dollar amount was, but I know it was significant. Brandon, you?
I was also in contact with Senator Duckworth's staff, and there are some grants available that the date for the second round is within 5 days or something. It's really soon, so I was going to take them to Dusty tomorrow and go over with them, because I contacted the county commissioners about it also including a rural grant, and if the senator is going to co-sign on it for us, I just wanted to make sure that the county was included in the initiative.
Okay.
yeah, there's one thing to keep in mind is when we started the whole downtown turnaround, that got funded because it was shovel-ready. We knew what we wanted to do, and then all of a sudden there was the money from the federal government available. So we need to get to a space or a place where we have a plan and a goal so that when some funding comes available, we can take advantage of it. And then also, it's like we can't really rely on the state or federal government to give us what we need. If we need something, we're going to have to pay for it ourselves. And then there's two other companies like Cascom and what's IRTC called now?
They're Illinois rules.
I think they lost the rural.
I mean, they got the Illinois Communications or
Mhm.
something.
Is Bruce Geffen still
Yeah.
there?
Bruce will be retired here shortly.
Okay. Because, I mean, that's a good local company too. And we don't, I mean, I don't want to overlook local companies,
Oh,
but
no.
the I-3 coming in, especially they're coming in Springfield and Chatham and
Right.
New Berlin, it's like they're moving and it seems like that's something they want to do. So
I think you'd be shocked at, like, Cascom, as big a footprint as they have.
Oh, yeah.
In this area. Now,
Mhm.
they're not fiber to the door. It's business. And I know that the library is going to be getting something before long.
I think one of the things that I was looking at this this outside entity for the assessment is because it's going to be the same style as the study that was done 5 years ago, and it will include all of our ISPs that are available. IRTC, I believe it's ITC out of Taylorville, I3 broadband, and so those will be in the assessments if we want to move forward in a joint ISP transportation model partnership with the city municipality.
Okay. Very good.
yeah, and also when Alderman Adams brought up solar, there's two different solar, I don't know, engineers or whatever we want to call their firms, but they do solar projects. They do it with a lot of school districts. And I contacted both of them, and it'd be nice to talk to them at some point. But they said that there's funding and grants available for like carbon credits or something like that. And all those are being used up, or there's none like floating around right now. But again, if we look at where we have space at both of the water plants, the water and sewer plant, and maybe some other city land where we can put in solar, take advantage of some of those credits and get some income in that way.
And so the company that was contacted is Renewable Energy Consultant, and I spoke with them. They're from Peoria, that did the sewer plant solar assessment, and they were going to contact me back when they got an idea of what they were looking at to achieve there.
Okay. Out of Peoria?
Yes.
Yep. Very good.
And also following up, is there anything new on the cannabis proposal?
Done anything with cannabis? I'm not.
I've been in contact with the Department of Agriculture. They're the ones that implement the laws, and I tried to get them to come to the special study to talk about hemp, but they couldn't because it was about recreational cannabis. I'm still trying to get the head of the department of the implementation of the plant itself, hemp and cannabis, his name's Jeff Cox from the Department of Agriculture, to the meeting. But obviously, since the legislation just passed, he's been pretty busy, and I think it's still pending because it needs to be signed. So I'm not sure if that's actual conflict of interest or not. So there are other dispensary cultivator owners and PRs that could come and speak with the council if we would like them to. I've been in contact with them as well.
Is there some way we can make it official? Maybe have Alderman Adams and, I don't know, if the mayor or someone talk to JREDC and see what we can do? Because I think we were kind of too cautious when this came up last time, and we lost out to Barry, and they have the potential of getting 400 jobs just from what they have developed so far. So, I mean, I don't think we should pussyfoot around, but we should say that we really want some sort of production facility or a processing facility or something in town. And so that if there's any opportunities
All
to,
on that need to weigh in on what their feelings are. I mean, we want the jobs, but there is an opt-out if the city goes down that road. I mean, I haven't heard any, I mean, I know where you guys stand,
Mhm.
but I haven't heard from anybody else.
Does anybody else want to say anything then, I guess?
I don't know enough about it yet. I mean, it just passed and.
Nothing signed yet.
It hasn't been signed yet, it's still pending, but the thing of it is, I think as the committee, we need to bring something forth to the council for them to vote on. I mean, this isn't up kind of a, hey, how do y'all feel about cannabis? We're going to go with it or not? I know Alderman Adams has been looking into this real well. We need to kind of know, and listening to the talk that we had last go around, we can't do a cultivating plant here. I mean, we were kind of directed that way and told that just because of the fact that Barry has one and their growth is a 5-year plan. Even if it does get signed, we're looking at 2020 being implemented with the new cannabis bill. So, I mean, yeah, there needs to be something that we can bring forth to say, hey, what's the negatives, what's pros, cons, if we do something like this in Jacksonville. And I think Brandon has a good hold of that.
And I'd just like to add, it's HB 1438, it's 610 pages of legislation, so it would be nice to have the Department of Agriculture, who has gone over the entire bill, come and explain it to us directly, to let us know one-to-one if there are any questions about what's upcoming, he can answer them.
And if I could kind of play what you said, you're sitting in Mike's sake, that's kind of funny.
Is this confusing you, Steve?
I'm confused.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You should be over there. It's a little more air, I guess. I don't know. But to kind of play what you said, should we go around the table? Should we ask all the aldermen, like, what do you want? A new production facility in town, of some sort, and jobs in town? Do we need to do something like that? Or I think it wouldn't hurt if we all said we wanted something cannabis-related jobs in town.
I guess, I mean, if they're interested in it, but again, what type of production facility are we talking? I mean, according to the one speaker, Chris Stone, he said we could have a craft grow. That was anywhere from 9 to 12 employees if we went that route. I mean, we're not talking a 400 employee plant being here in Jacksonville for cultivating cannabis.
I would love to bring in 12 new jobs.
I mean, so what are we looking at? City property? I think, is this something we want to look into? Does the council want to continue that the committee looks into this? I think, I know Brandon's doing a great job with it right now.
I
so.
say we look into it further.
Anyone else?
I'm good with looking into it.
Right, I mean, I think we're still in the information gathering. I'm not ready to go to vote right now, because I don't even know what I'm voting on. I don't know.
Right,
We need
just to
more
gather,
information.
just to gather information,
Gather
Laura, yeah.
information. I mean,
The two things that I've seen come across that the cities have to be taking a look at, one is the opt-out provision. If you don't want a dispensary in town, you have a certain amount of time in which to take action to that effect after the legislation is signed. The complete other side of the coin is, assuming that you do not opt out, do you want to impose sales tax at the local level in addition to what the state is imposing? And that gets into comparative rates, how you're going to be overcharging and not having that much business. So those are kind of the two ends of the spectrum. I think, Brandon, as you gather the information on some of those things, I'll find what I can, perhaps get to the committee, present to the council, here's what the various issues and options are. That way, when you go around the table, it's not simply saying, yeah, I'd like 12 jobs.
Yeah.
It's saying, here's what is involved.
I can help with that.
Mayor, sorry, are we finished with that discussion? Are you done?
Sure.
You sure? I just wanted to, I'm not sure if anyone's been out to Nichols Park Pool yet this year, but the staff at the park has done a tremendous job giving it a facelift. They've painted it. They've come up with some new incentives. As you know, we've been working with the YMCA. Looks like attendance is increasing, and we were out there on last Friday, and everybody was having a great time. The pool was full, so I highly recommend all of you to go out there and promote the specials that are going on. Looks wonderful. And likewise, the square downtown looks amazing with all the mulching that's been happening, and the parks just look great with all the landscaping and trees that have been planted. So Mayor, if you could, I mean, I've been trying to pass it along as I see staff, but it looks better than I have seen it in a very, very long time. And I think the staff really just needs to be commended on making Jacksonville that best first impression for anybody who might come to visit our town. And I think it looks great. So thank you.
Well, I think you get a little credit for that, the swimming pool upgrade, the little push you made through that, so we appreciate that push. But yeah, I agree. I tell Terry and his staff, Mikey Wood, and I mean, even the cemeteries, I drive those and they look good, and they've had some tough times with the weather, to keep up, but I'll pass that along. Thank you. Any other new business? Tony?
What I was going to ask is about entryway from the east and west. When is that going to actually start?
Well, we put money in. We haven't heard if, I mean, CD or Representative Davidsmeyer requested it, but we don't know if we received it. And I don't really want to do anything right now till we know if we do it. We can, now, next year's budget cycle, we can add it as a capital improvement expenditure to dress each sign up or new signs or whatever, but I didn't want to go ahead till we knew yes or no on what he submitted. I mean, it was new signs, and it was also a a security upgrade to the municipal building. It was $20,000 of new signs he submitted, and $50,000 to a building. Basically, we're going to go more towards the badges or the entry.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's come to that time, unfortunately, and I know that Chief Mefford is exploring not necessarily bulletproof glass, but a bulletproof film that is a lot cheaper than bulletproof glass in his area where more to come, but once I find out, we're ready to go. Yep. Okay, any other new business? Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Hopkins, we are adjourned.